Millions of people around the world have celebrated the start of the new year with a series of spectacular fireworks displays.
Huge crowds braved Arctic conditions to usher in 2018 in New York, while revelers in Rio de Janeiro partied on the beach for the countdown to midnight.
In London, more than 100,000 ticket holders gazed up at stunning fireworks from the banks of the River Thames, before dancing to Auld Lang Syne. Keeping with tradition, Big Ben in the Houses of Parliament rang in Britain's New Year.
Although the clock tower is undergoing renovations, the chimes were turned back on especially for the celebrations.
Greece was one of the first nations in Europe to welcome the new year, with the bells for 2018 ringing at 2200 hours GMT.
France, Germany, Italy, Spain and other nations across Western Europe saw 2018 in an hour later, with partygoers braving wet conditions to make the most of their night.
Revelers in Paris took to the streets around the Champs-Élysées, where thousands gathered for a light show and a fireworks display at the Arc de Triomphe. Rio de Janeiro's display commenced at 2 o'clock GMT with millions of Brazilians crowding onto Copacabana Beach, while New York's display kicked off at 5 o'clock GMT.
Thousands braved the second coldest New Year's Eve ever in New York as temperatures dropped to a bone-chilling 12 degrees while revelers watched the glittering ball drop in Times Square.
Las Vegas welcomed 2018 with fireworks, big-ticket musical acts and unprecedented security in the wake of the deadliest mass shooting in U.S.
Modern history just 3 months ago.
Law enforcement officers kept a close eye Monday on the estimated 330,000 people who traveled from all over the U.S.
and beyond to pack in the Las Vegas Strip and downtown's Fremont Street.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department had every officer working throughout the weekend and was aided by the Nevada National Guard and federal agents.
Dubai's New Year's Eve celebrations got underway 4 hours earlier at 2000 hours GMT, although the UAE city opted for a world record-breaking lights show on the Burj Khalifa as opposed to fireworks due to security reasons.
Moscow celebrated the new year at an hour later than Dubai, with a spectacular fireworks display over the capital near the Kremlin. President Vladimir Putin called on Russians to be considerate with one another in the new year.
In his New Year's message, he said, "Say the most cherished words to each other, forgive mistakes and resentment, admit love, warm up with care and attention.
Let the trust and mutual understanding always accompany us."
Auckland, in New Zealand, was the first major world city to kick off the party, followed by Sydney, where 1 million people were thought to have watched the display over the city's harbour. A rainbow waterfall plunged off the harbour bridge to celebrate recently passed legislation legalising gay marriage in Australia. Not to be outdone, Melbourne boasted that it had splashed out to ensure the city's own fireworks display would not be beaten by Sydney. Thousands of revelers took to the streets near Victoria Harbour in Hong Kong, where an impressive fireworks display lit up the night sky.
And in Edinburgh, Scotland's Hogmanay celebrations were also accompanied by hundreds of security staff.
Armed police were seen on the streets of the Scottish capital as tens of thousands of people celebrated the final day of 2017.
Princes Street, where celebrations are taking place, were temporarily closed due to weather-related debris but opened again for Sunday evening's street party.
Organizers have promised the best party ever for the 75,000 people attending, with live music, DJs, street entertainment and the ultimate fireworks display from Edinburgh Castle.